Right. Very good morning, all of you. So, online to the one they're joining. Right. So, let's welcome to today's current affairs. The major issue of the week, right? And much talked about and debated. And the thing is that it's not the new one vis-a-vis with India-China relations are concerned. And it looks like always China wanted to give some sort of irritation to India more than as a containment. You can say it's an irritation. And somebody said perhaps the China is not in a position to digest the India's growth. Let us see whatever be the reason it is. Recently, the China came up with a new map. So this is all the things. If the China map, it's a Chinese map, right? A standard map of China, like India has its own map. So there's nothing we can say special in it. Every country, by default, you can say automatically, adopts its own official map so that entire world knows what actually the boundaries are. But here the concern is for India especially. The few territories of India were shown in this map. Not only in India, but also of the areas concerned with the South China, that is the Philippines, Vietnam's claims also touched. And of course, as expected, it also kept the Taiwan. So, my dears, let us get quickly into those details, what actually it's all about. So now we can say this 2023 edition of it is standard map. They call this one, right? A standard map. So including number one, India's part, Arunachal Pradesh. Number two, the Aksachin area here. This is to concern India. Then of course we have the Taiwan and the disputed territory of South China Sea in this. And here India simply brushed aside. All these are absurd claims and we strongly protested. Similarly, the protests also came from the Philippines, the Vietnam, Brunei, then of course from Taiwan as well. And China simply brushed aside as usually. Okay, why you are so serious about it? It's our regular practice. But the problem is that if you don't address now, tomorrow it may say that you didn't said anything few days back or few years back. So now it's ours because it's a matter of sovereign claims. There, the way it is. Let us quickly get into this. Actually, the map when this Chinese has showed this. This is a Chinese map. So it's a China. If we look at just like this, we are least bothered. But here is in India, right? And of course, our northeast India. Okay. Here is the Bangladesh. This is the Nepal, right? This is the Bhutan, the foreign countries. These are the Myanmar and all the things. And here, when you say that our northeast is very clearly visible and all the states looks like this. But if you observe carefully, this part of it is looking missing here itself. And similarly, when the Kashmir, something comes here. So here it looks like something is missing. Right? So the actual map of India and its neighbors, when you say this is the map. So this part, which we all this area, right? It's not at all there in the map. Similarly, here, in this Bhutan, no, going up in a way, right? But here, the map completely put it as if it's this. So, it's claimed both Arunachal Pradesh as well as Aksachin as if theirs. Okay, this is the practice, and it's not the new thing also. Way back when you say this, 1949, 59, even India-China relations are very good enough. Even in 1915, we come up with Panchashil, 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, wherein more than 50 countries so far adopted as its foreign policy guidelines. So later, when then Prime Minister Nehru visited China, he observed certain things. Yes. Then itself, India pointed out, what is this? He said, these are all old maps, we'll correct it later. So that clearly shows that they have this imperialistic mindset. They want to occupy the others. And that clearly shown in 1959 when China occupied Tibet. Okay? 1959. Though we have nothing to do. This is an internal affairs because 1954 Panchashil principle, one of the crucial principle is non-interference in each other's internal affair. Okay. Similarly, we are focusing on our own development, so we don't have the same. But when Dalai Lama somehow escaped from Tibet via Taiwan and came to India, we have granted him what the term called Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader of Tibet. Asylum, right? Swati mentioned rightly, is an asylum, ASYLUM, a political shelter we granted. And is a great irritation to China, not only then, even today. It's asking Dalai Lama to be handed over to China, with which we are not doing it. Though we recognize Tibet is a part of China, and we recognize Tibet autonomy, but we never handed over Dalai Lama to China, even today. So that itself irritation. And there's also a reason for 1962 war of India, China. So when Bhai, 1954, when it's a Panchashil principle, everything. In a way, 1949-59, this 10 years is an honeymoon period. Then we started fighting. So Bhai became Bye. So 62 war was ended with a mediation of Russia. Within 45 days, we are able to come out from this war, again because of the Russia. But by then, the damage occurred. When you say this, these two parts, here and here, was occupied by China. So this part, right, Aksachin, now is under complete control of China. And nearly 1/3 of this Arunachal Pradesh is under control of China. Okay, almost all up to here we can say this. Not completely, but it won't complete control over Arunachal Pradesh. Right now, that is a position. Aksachin previously is a Kashmir, now in Ladakh, Union Territory, officially speaking, right? And uninhabited area, uninhabited virtually. But it's not the case with Arunachal Pradesh. Innumerable villages are there, the border villages, the people's movement. And they started renaming also. And China claims that Arunachal Pradesh is theirs. What's the name China gives for Arunachal Pradesh? Okay, it's a South Tibet. Of course, here itself is mentioned South Tibet, it called it. And number of villages was renamed, the border villages. Right? So it's having the claims from the thing. And as I told you number of times, Chinese intention when it's an expansion, the imperialistic mindset, they will not occupy at one stroke, inch by inch. Okay, so it looks like they will put one step front. If you don't observe, then another step, then another step. So the moment 10 steps you kept the forward, and somebody, "Hey, you are coming forward. Oh, sorry." Then they will go back, but they'll go back around 4 steps. That means 6 steps is under. Then we'll feel happy. Okay, they are gone back. So like this, slowly and steadily, they are encroaching into Indian territory, not only at this Arunachal Pradesh area, even at the after even Aksachin, the part is concerned. So when Russia's interference, when we started this red line, no, we call this as an LAC, line of actual control. And this is actually ours. So we call all this the main border, India and China, as McMahon line. The McMahon, which was, right, when this McMahon, the line drawn when? Way back 1914. India, Tibet, and that then British India. Tibet, because Tibet is independent at that point of time. Of course, he declared independence from China only. Again, that is history. And China. So the McMahon, the line, what is? Now is a de jure. McMahon is a de jure. This is a de facto boundary line. Even then, it is started intruding inside the church. So, if you look at here, these are the few points which are very much focused. And recently, that is 2020, you have the Galwan Valley. Okay, the incident occurred, and the Ladakh area, they claim this Demchok, the Trig Heights, Domchele, Pangongso Lake, Chumar, Spanger Gap, all these are here, right? They made it. So these are all, apart from this is the Ladakh area. And this part is in Himachal Pradesh, that is Kaurik and Shipkila in this Himachal Pradesh. Then even in Uttarakhand, here you can see Barahoti and Pulan Sunda in Uttarakhand, they aimed at it. Okay, so they try to occupy in addition to this, such still claims are there. And of course, Arunachal Pradesh already nearly one-third occupied. In addition to that, now they are claiming this Namkachu, Sundarangchu, Asofia. Right now under Indian control, still they wanted to slowly intrude and do the things. Overall, there are 23 disputed and sensitive areas between India and China. When talks are going on and striving for confidence building measures. Okay. But still, it looks like China is not having any interest in giving clarifications about line of actual control. It don't want to settle the dispute also. It was always keep it alive. So we'll go on discussing, and it's a way, it's some sort of a psychological wildfire. If not today, tomorrow we should get back. Isn't it? So India may fed up, then we may say, okay, take it. Right? That's what inch by inch, once it is occupying, and India is not that India of 1962. We are not able to, no doubt, tackle China militarily. Now it is not the position. Even if real war scenario occurred, right now you are seeing how Ukraine itself is able to, okay, some country face Russia. So it's not at all a tough job for India to face China. But war is a last resort. And even the Constitution of India stipulated any issues has to resolve peacefully. Okay, the peaceful settlement of dispute to arbitration and others. Okay, Article 51 of Directive Principles of State Policy clearly mentioned too. And being the peace-loving country, the India, always we prefer this. So even our Panchashil, one of the non-aggression. So we don't want to attack any country. Of course, if other country attack, we're not going to keep quiet. Even that is our nuclear policy also. No first use is our nuclear policy. Okay. Of course, recently China to come up with no first use. So we have to wait and see how long it will adhere to. Because China is the country which is more an opportunities and more of what you call selfish, we can say this. Okay. Selfish is at its heights. So first China, then anything else. So when it will change its color, nobody knows. Because that itself, the nature of authority is different. India is a democracy. Nobody can take the dictatorial decisions. Finally, it's the people. The people are the politically sovereign. The election time, yes, they can. But it's not the case with China. So with the communistic China, still authoritarian. The party reigns, and the leader of the party is unquestionable person, and sometimes now like G, unstoppable. Nobody is having. And if any dissent voice, you are not able to see that person at all. So suddenly disappearing. So that's what once upon a time happened to be in Nazi Hitler, okay, the area. Then similarly, you'll find in modern era in Iraq when Saddam Hussein used to be there. So like this sort of the thing is happening there. It's entirely a different scenario, but it's not the case within India. So we are answerable to each and everything. So, but at the same time, the protecting the boundaries is an essential and it's a sovereign issue, and we have to take care. And the thing is concerned. So overall, when you say the 23 disputed and sensitive areas, even around 300 transgressions by these Chinese troops. So Chinese troop they called PLA, People's Liberation Army, they called it. So many transgressions every year. You are seeing it. Okay. So, and during this 2017, it gone up to 426 transgressions. Of course, the 2017 known for this Doklam face off. Anybody have any idea what is Doklam face off? Where is the Doklam? That's in Bhutan, right? Here, right? This part is a tri-junction. This is Sikkim. So it's a tri-junction. Looking this, right? And China wanted to lay the road here, so occupy this Bhutan territory. Nothing to do in India anyway. But still, we are concerned that once it is there, it is very near to our, what is this? Connecting India with Northeast India. Okay, rest of Siliguri corridor, popularly called as chicken neck. So definitely strategically, China maybe have an upper hand. So with that intention, even today now, the negotiating with the Bhutan, let you give me this area, then we'll, so another disputed areas are there, we'll give you back. So quantity wise, those are good. Already they are occupied. Okay. Now, as if they wish to give it as is there one, I think, how the map, yeah, this is the Doklam. If you look at, okay, the part is concerned, this is the Sikkim, the Tibet. So, though the India has nothing to do, it's a part of Bhutan, but we are the protectorate of Bhutan. Bhutan will not maintain its own army. The defense has to be taken care by India as per the Indo-Bhutan Peace and Friendship Treaty. But conditions apply. We cannot do just like this. We can do so only if asked, if requested. Only on request we can. So when they made it, when no doubt the Indian faced it, and Bhutan virtually within India at that point of time. Now, still, no, a few days back, Chinese and Bhutan is still discussing to settle the boundary disputes relating, and in the time is come what may, China want the Doklam area. In addition to that, now they wanted to give, okay, the other areas of Bhutan back. This is all the Siliguri corridor part is concerned, right? So, and to make it point more when clear, this is an Aksachin area. So previously, we have this Pangsondo Lake related intrusions, hot springs. Then there's the Galvan Valley where 2020 the incident has taken place. Even once it is concerned, now Chinese eye is also on Siachen Glacier. Though Pakistan also has to eye on this Siachen Glacier. So both have, and this Shangsam Valley, once upon a time part of the Gilgit-Baltistan, of course, India was gifted to China by Pakistan. So that is all Karakoram ranges. So now the China with this, right, they have direct access to the Central Asian countries through the road. Okay. So for China, it's good enough. So virtually, the now this is all Gilgit-Baltistan under Pak control. So this become a crucial strategic point. Both of them aim at this. Why this all this one? Actually, they are making points here. Their intention is not that. Their intention is once they are doing, we'll focus more on, we may neglect, and slowly they want to enter. Already they are entering inch by inch here. They are very nearby. That's what the claims looks like. The thing is concerned. Almost all half of it already they entered and made the things. So nearby they are. And anyhow, the Pakistan too claiming, I mean, wish to get back this Siachen, but we are maintaining this come what may right now under Indian control. So this is the mapping which had to be. Similarly, when it comes to the Arunachal Pradesh, the India has taken steps because one of the things we understood is China able to move quickly because of the infrastructure it is creating. And most of the top infrastructure is the roads. The roads required. So the quick movement will be there. Then that itself become the boundary more, if at all, especially in the border areas. Keeping that in mind, the India, okay, they made from here to, right, the entire the border of Arunachal Pradesh in our control area only. So we left this. This is all right now under the control of China. So exactly on the border, we made this highway. So Arunachal Frontier Highway we call, and almost all is coming to the fag end. Okay, though it was approved long back, the work is going on very much. So starting from this Taiwan area, because this area just now I told you, where Dalai Lama came or escaped from Tibet to India. And again, a quick fact is Taiwan is once upon a time in Tibet. And 1914 agreement, the Taiwan was handed over to British India by Tibet. So that is also a strategically very crucial part. That is why it also claims you should get back. Whoever now going to this Tawang area or this area about always questioned. And similarly, China recently the issue, right? Whoever be the residents of this, what is that they call stapled visa, right? Issue also there. What is this stapled visa issue regarding Arunachal Pradesh? So Arunachal Pradesh, they are citizen of India. We considered it, but China considered they are citizen of China. Okay, and like India, no, we Indians we don't require any passport or visa to move from one place to another. So China says if you applied for visa, any Arunachal Pradesh, either athlete or official, whoever it be, right, wish to go to, what's the need? Okay, so simply once you have given your passport and the application part, they will one white paper put on the stamp and staple it. that itself is valid. So China considers it invalid. So you can go and come. But there is no valid visa. That means it is not registered. Though the people of Arunachal Pradesh can move. Even at one point, it extended to Kashmir as well. But because of the heavy protest from India and everywhere else, so slowly now they are not issuing visa with the Kashmiri persons are concerned. But still, it's so this all irritations it is creating. That's what I said. It's a psychological warfare. It is going ahead on this. So anyway, we are taking this step here in this part. Uh, Another issue, though presently it is not the part, but we have to keep in mind another great irritant from China to India is regarding the water sharing of Brahmaputra related. Like Pakistan, we don't have a treaty. So India, Pakistan, Indus Water Treaty we have. Though it is more favorable to Pakistan, at least the treaty is there. But vis-a-vis with China is concerned, we don't have it. Now, China wanted to use this Brahmaputra river for its purpose and constructing innumerable dams on this. So this is the dam which you are seeing it, right? So exactly on this part, they wanted to create. This is all Medong project. They are to come it up, and this Medong project already generates around 60 gigawatts of electricity, nearly triple that of three Georges Dam in the central China. That itself is the world biggest right now existing, and to that it is. So always we consider megawatts. Now the gigawatts, 60 gigawatts of project they are going ahead. Apart from this, okay, see this all the different project, right? Jangam Dam, the 510 megawatts they created on this. So once this thing is concerned, right? This is the bend. This here they are going ahead. The Great Bend, this is called. So long back in civils groups, I mean, this question Great Bend related to. Okay, also we have this one. So there the border war, here the water war. So we have to face the both. Of course, Brahmaputra, the Bangladesh is also involved. Then again, what has to flow from India to Bangladesh. So if you make it very clearly on this, right, this is how, okay, the Sangpo, we called Brahmaputra, but they called it as the Sangpo, T silent, okay, Imbo River. This was the Great Bend. Here now they are constructing this dam and the water will goes towards this. And definitely it will get affected. Similarly, by chance, right? Recently, no, in Hyderabad, something that when heavy water is there in Hussain Sagar Dam, all this thing, Himay Sagar, when they lifted the gates, okay, there's a complete havoc happened, and the number of streets, the houses, okay, the colonies, virtually immersed in the water. So who knows? See, future, if anything happen, it may lead to the flood scenario also. Even if you don't like, simply open the gates. Without the war, you can eliminate the population. So this all crooked techniques the Chinese follows. So we are be alert on a way, but at the same time, China doing on its own way, though we are helpless and has to be caution exercised in this part is concerned. So this is another irritant of Indo-China relations. And of course, from long back, we have is the BRA project, no doubt new. But before itself, we have the Stringer Pulse, which is connecting, okay, this encircling India with this part is concerned. Okay, so once the Hambantota port here and Colombo port and with the Bangladesh, okay, what we call that? Encircling India, string of pearls, Okay. So Bangladesh Chittagong port taken lease by China. Then Hambantota port of Sri Lanka. Then Dwar of Pakistan. So it looks like when you connect, okay, a string of pearls. So encircling India. So now this is CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor. So virtually on the borders of India. Just now I said no, Arunachal Pradesh. Once you are drawing, China is protesting, and CPEC, the same thing. Though it's in the Pakistani side, except in Gilgit-Baltistan area, okay, which we are considered a sovereign issue and protesting this, and it's on. And recently, the PLA also made a march past. So why the Chinese troops put a march past on the CPEC? That to on Indian borders. So we have our own concern for our security, apart from the sovereign issue is concerned. So this all China is creating irritants to India. So by that he says, you surrender, give us your Arunachal Pradesh, or give us Aksachin, or give us Aksachin, take back Arunachal Pradesh. This sort of negotiations are it wanted to have. So we have to wait and see how it is. And even to tackle this, because it's all part of the BRA project, right? This BRA project is a road connectivity belt. Then this is a maritime Silk Road connecting the port. So BRA is a connectivity project. Road connectivity, there's all the things it is concerned, right? Even up to here you have the things. Then there's another road. Then this is all sea connectivity, connecting different ports of this. Now the Djibouti itself is a permanent station, naval station of China is there. So like this, it's expanding by leaps and bounds, and looks like encircling India. And we have to careful. And quick recollection of this issue is when China is encircling, we too, right, keeping in the Kautilya's Siddhanta, friend's friend is your friend, no doubt, but friend's enemy is your friend. Enemy's enemy is your friend. So we thought of having a good relations with Mongolia and Japan, here the Vietnam, right? Then, of course, the African country, then Iran, all those things. So, circling the encircling, okay, encircling part is concerned. So, or our regional ring road like this is going on. So, we are making the things. So, this necklace of diamonds issue is that. And here the quick recollection is also made it. India is having border disputes not only with China regarding Aksach in Andhra Pradesh, but also with other countries. So regarding Siachen, just now I told it is concerned already the Gilgit-Baltistan issues and this part of Pakistan occupied. So with Pak we have no doubt on this. And here the Chinese, we have it up already. In addition to this, even Nepal, right? There's a place where in this Kalapani, Lipu Lake, and Limpiadhura. These three areas Nepal is claiming. So these three also under dispute, and we have to keep in mind these three. Okay, Kalapani, Lipu Lake, and Limpiadhura. Okay, so claimed by Nepal. And in a way, like Doklam, which is a tri-junction of India, China, Bhutan, this also a tri-junction of India, China, and Nepal. So focusing, you can understand, okay, when China is doing, okay, this part, the tri-junctions focused. Similarly, The Nepal is also claiming another trade called Susta. It's in Bihar right now. As Gandak, the river Gandak, changing its course because that itself is the boundary. So that because of the changing of the because the nature, right, sometimes create the problem, nature provide the solution. Here is nature is creating the problem. We don't able to understand what it's all about in this way. Okay. Any other country do we have other than Pakistan, China, Nepal? Mainly that only. We don't have anything with Sri Lanka. Though before 1975, Sri Lanka always wants Kachadivu Islands. And finally, 1976, we have given Kachadivu Islands. Isn't it? So, when we handed over, now there's a demand to get back these Kachadivu Islands, especially Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin recently said, because recently you know that, right? Fishermen, when they are on the boats, some civilian dress people came and beaten them with iron rods and others, and boats was damaged and taken the nets. All the incidents are happening. Apart from previously, there used to be arrest by officially there used to be, if at all crossed the issue. So now Kachadivu Island, if we have, right, you know this international law, right, territorial waters, extension of our sovereignty, 12 nautical miles, then followed by EEZ, exclusive economic zone. No doubt that is a 200 nautical miles. We can use the resources. No doubt when say the Kachadivu Islands is almost all 14 nautical miles from India right now. So it's beyond our territorial waters. But if Kachadivu Island is with us, from there our territorial waters sink. Right? So we have more territorial waters and more sovereignty. And even sometimes the big question mark why it was given. Okay? The part is concerned. So that is an unfortunate thing. Then, in addition to this Pakistan related, this like Kachadivu Island issue is there, Sri Lanka. You have the Sir Creek issue is also there. Though Sir Creek right now in India is under Indian control, but at the same time, Pakistan claims it. So from one point, if the Pakistan measure, it come to Pakistan. If we measure from India, from one point, it come to India. So that become a questionable, and the major part it claims apart from other region. And similarly, this Junagadh also claims by Pakistan. Of course, it's very clear the history shows that Junagadh was occupied by India when the king refused to make it join with India. Then later we conducted referendum. And referendum, people voted in favor of India. That become now, but still the Pakistani claims are there on Junagadh. Okay. So like this, a quick recollection of this. So finally, we need to settle the issues. And for regarding Bangladesh, India resolved wonderfully. We have the land border agreement (LBA) with the Bangladesh, and whatever be this, what they are called as, okay, the Bangladesh problem. They call it a different name. Small places in Bangladesh, and which was resolved. Hmm? What the name we called with that? Once upon time under the kings, right? They used to give, right? All this is different. This is the casino like this, the games they play. Okay. They used to hand it over and everything. Hmm? What those places are called. And finally they were resolved. So some India we got back and some we have given to Bangladesh. So now the clearly the boundary was made. Hmm? So it is a ring. So recollect, because that's the most important thing always, right? and strive for it also. Okay, think for some time, and finally, anyhow, you have the Google Mata is there. If something else, okay, click into and you recollect, and that will be there with you all the time. Okay, don't wait for the answers for somebody, and you have to search and do that so that you can get wonderfully the answers. So we are able to resolve the issues with other countries in this manner. So, any doubt on this India China? In addition to this new map also mentions about what South China Sea. Okay, so South China Sea is, when you say is a Pacific Ocean, is a part of the Pacific Ocean in a way. And just now I said when the territorial waters, exclusive economic zone, and all these islands is concerned. So this part belongs. It so happened that China put these 9 dots on the map and said this entire thing is ours. This is of China. So 9 dash line is called as. So when the put the 9 dashes, stating that it having historical claims. Once upon time, the part of China. In reality, now these areas comes under here, for example, okay, the Parasil Islands. The Vietnam claims this. Okay, Scarborough Shoal. It's the Philippines claims it. Spratly Islands, also of Philippines. Then the Brunei. Okay, the Indonesia. So these are all different countries have their own claims. Okay, so overall, Vietnam 1, Philippines 2, Malaysia 3, Brunei 4. Mainly, these 3 countries are having claims. Then, of course, to some extent to Indonesia as well. So, China is least concerned with this 200 nautical miles concept of what you call this EEZ. This is done by UNCLOS 1982, United Nations Conference on Law of the Sea. We have, like territorial waters, we have full control. The territorial waters was done by Law of the Sea Convention 1955, long back. 1982, this one. That is an extension of sovereignty itself. But we have only control over the resources, not on the thing. But even now, that was taken away by the China. And China is building up permanent structures on this. Okay, slowly. And these are all small countries, not able to resist. Even Philippines filed a case in permanent court of arbitration. Nothing happened. China simply ignored. So this all we discussed long back. So what to do now is a big question mark. Except protesting, these countries not able to deliver anything right now. America always gives the warnings, no doubt, because it's all free navigation. This is all area required because the high seas and everything is there. So once it claimed this, in future, assume that like our ORR toll gates, if we keep the toll gates, what is going to be happen, right? Free navigation will be no doubt get affected, and China can do anything like so. It's something like a machanyaya. A strong fish swallows the small fish. But this sort of occupation, what the terms, anybody can guess, we call it the cabbage strategy. So our cabbage, the vegetable, okay? And if you look at layers, okay? So if one layer gone, another layer, one layer gone, another, one layer, another. Okay? So initially they will build up one by one by one, cover up. Okay? From going thing. Even if one layer they lost, remaining will be with them. Right? So this strategy is following vis-a-vis with South China Sea issue is concerned. So for the mains point of view, you have to very carefully note this cabbage strategy. So wherein here the Chinese fishing vessels, naval patrols, okay, surveillance ships, coast guards, marine ships wrap and surround the islands. They will wrap and surround the islands in a layer by layer formation, okay, like this cabbage, so that to cut it from outside support. So they will not get the support from outside, right? Completely inside is completely get protected. So now they can do anything. Is that entire thing is there, ocean. Apart from using natural resources, fishing, oil, right? Mining. In course of time, they may put the toll gates also on this, right? Even every ship has to. Who knows, right? Because the might is right when you're saying this concern. So the reason why there's a protest. So adhering to the international law is very crucial. As I said, the South China Sea amounts 21% of the global trade. And this itself houses the famous Malacca Strait. Okay, this thing is concerned. So China wanted to have the strategic advantage in any case is concerned. Now that China is competing with US, it has a wish to do that. So that is a South China Sea issue. In addition to that, it also made this Taiwan, right, as part of China. Now the new map shows this. What is the Taiwan issue? Okay. So a fact is that till 1945, it is under Japan's control. So during this Second World War, China taken over. Okay. But 1949, when Chinese Revolution happened, the Civil War, Mao took over power. And this, at that time, the rulers, they called as the Kuomintangs. That's the nationalistic party, the Kuomintang, where actually the Mao is also part of that. So they are all alliance. So in a way, a Democrat's turn as a dictator too. So the Kuomintangs, they fled to Taiwan. And from there, they started ruling here. They are taken shelter. Somehow the Mao, because they said, no, we have a concept called Choddev. So he just left them. But in the course of time, they started ruling. Now generations change. And there's a democracy. They started asserting now Taiwan should be independent. So from the day one, China considered Taiwan as its part, and it will not allow any foreign country to recognize it. And the fact is that neither India nor even America recognize Taiwan as an independent country. Though we have relations through a tourism way, okay, cultural and tourism way, we have relations rather than a direct diplomatic relations. But right now, America is coming up, okay, heavily with the support of Taiwan. And recent, the visit of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, right, also raised the questions. And previously, the number of leaders raised issues. Okay, when America be one thing, and recently the Indians also visited Taiwan, which received the wrath of it. Even somebody said the timing of his one. Who? All Army, Navy, Air Force, former. Okay, not of present. The thing is concerned. Okay, they call KSF. Okay, Katagalan Security Forum. So, as part of it is former Indian military chiefs. So, when these are the, no doubt the former, but militaries, so they can say that without Indian tacit assent, well, they're dead enough to go. Okay. So from exam point of view, remember this, okay? Katagalan Security Forum here also. And of course, as I told you, recently the China conducted drills, the military drills for which the America protested. Even America put forward its warships if necessary. But anyhow, that it is done. So China asserting, come what may, if not today, tomorrow we should get the Taiwan back. So Taiwan still considered as part and parcel of it. So these three areas has shown in this map. Yes, come what may. So that shows the Chinese aggressive mindset. So once upon a time, the Deccan Chronicle come up with an article, the hidden agenda of China, right, is called the dream of Chinese President Xi is of morning warning. Okay, morning warning. What is morning warning? The moment you wake up early morning. Generally, we look at, right, what the news is all about. So priority is what China is doing. Okay, top priority should be there. Entire world they wanted to create it. So morning warning. So first China what it is, then you have to your other activity starts. Okay. Then, so back to India on this issue. Any doubts there regarding China? So, Sirisha, Siri type something, I find it difficult to understand. Okay. Fight, try, why. Okay. Right. So, the special session of Parliament from September, the special session, 18 to this, 5 days. Nobody knows what the agenda, everybody's guess. Anyhow, here a quick recollection of this board session, because recently the Manipur also met. Okay, just for how many minutes? 11 minutes, right? Just for 11 minutes it met. No talks on specific violence, but only said this: let all uh, groups come together, negotiate, and resolve the issue. Then quickly. So these two, okay, when it's talking about this is concerned, one point they made it is very clear on this is of in the session, a quick recollection of this issue is the session is nothing but a meeting of the house, right? Meeting of the house. So this meeting will be called for by whom? The president at the national level, governor at the state level, okay, will be called for. And the gap between one session and the second session should not be more than 6 months. So within 6 months, the second session. That means so every year you have minimum of 1+1. Now presently 3 sessions are going on, like budget session, summer, okay, winter, like this, okay. And the Manipur issue is that the 6 months is about to over, right? September 2nd. So to avert constitutional crisis, the Manipur assembly met and fulfilled technically and ended up. So ending the session is called as what? Okay, that word, okay, number of competitive exam regularly you have to make this prorogue, putting an end to the session. Then what is dissolve? What is the dissolve? Completely terminating the life of the house. Okay. Once you terminate the very life of the house, next alternative is what for you? Elections. Now the special session is calling for what? Right? Actually, there's no need. Already session, recently only session concluded. So the big question mark is going on at this. So next, is it going to be prorogued or dissolved? Is also a question mark. Because one issue is on the cards is that the special session is what? There's a possibility of discussing on one nation, one election, right? When it's one nation, one election, generally going for possibility of discussing, and already a committee was formed. Who is heading that committee? Ramnath Kovind, the former president. And as per my knowledge, the first time the former president has taken over something, right? Though former judges and others, okay, used to be there, or the governors used to be there here and there, but I find, because I thought of checking the Google, okay, huh? No, never ever. The former president headed any group. As any occasions, I'm subject to correction, but and I'll say this, okay? Heading. So that clearly shows perhaps their agenda is that they wanted to make it. Then another issue is of uniform civil code. So it may be also on the table. So everybody is pondering it over the thing. And the third aspect is also on the card is a women reservation, whether anything they may do on this issue. So we don't know those things. And plus any other issue. If elections is a major issue, definitely it is going to be dissolved. Right? So elections are only alternate. Now, can you tell me quickly which are the article, the constitutional point of view, dealing with stipulating that yes, session should be held within 6 months, or this should be all prorogued, and which article dealing with the dissolution at the parliament level as well as the state level? Hmm? Which article? Hmm? But my dear, is taking so much time. Hmm? If you remembered at least parliament, easy to remember state. Our state, you can remember parliament also. You have to know what is the technique? Magic 89. Apply that. But first tell me what it is. One. Hmm? Recently, regarding Manipur issue, we discussed. I told you that article which stipulated. Hmm? No, that is different. 355 is relating to what? If the state government failed to protect its law and order, before imposing Article 356 President's rule, center may send its forces. Okay? So that is 355. Center has the power. 85. 85 is what? Then what is state side? State which article? 174. Yeah, the moment you remember this 174, because it's already just we discussed. That's what, my dears, remember revision, revision, revision. So innumerable times I stressed on this point. You have to revise your notes. Forget about the quantity. Your qualitative reasoning is essential. You have to revise your notes. And now the sessions are on record. Whenever you are feel relaxed or on the way, okay? Any of the Bluetooth is are inside something. So listen to those things. So that you have to put everything on this one, right? Then only we can make everything for you on this. Otherwise, It's a tough job indeed. So Article 174 is concerned with dissolution, right? You can. And duration of the nature is 172. And when a dissolution, 85. And 82 is regarding sessions. So be careful on this and advisable to have this, the constitution articles. Okay. So make note both for the parliament as well as for the assembly. Okay, and remember this magic 89. Okay, if you can remember one thing, another thing can be easily. Yeah, Panna, Asma, Jagan came up very good. So always, because whenever the issues, okay, is there, and that articles, if you remember, is sufficient. Maximum it around 40 to 50, not more than that. Okay, so that's the thing you have to be. And quickly concluding now, this first largest India made nuclear power plant unit runs at full capacity. The other day, with the 700 megawatts of it, it made it. Okay, so a quick recollection, because this is the first largest indigenous one. What is the name? Kakrapar nuclear power plant in Gujarat. Okay, that's the thing. So a quick recollection: how many nuclear power plants in operation now? 7. Another are called overall 23 power plants are on the card, because by 2030 India wanted to go for addressing the climatic goals, and we have our own, okay, goals. In a way we kept ourselves, and zero emission towards this, no doubt we are marching. And 9,400 megawatts we want to generate through the these 23 nuclear power plants. So right now 7, the remaining are on the card. So this is at Rajasthan. Okay, we have then this Kakrapar is here, then Tarapur, Kaiga, then you have Kundanakulam and Kalpakum, then finally Narora. So all these are 7 right now in operational mode. So those you have to keep in mind. Then another, for the employees' benefit, a Rojgar Mela. Recently, the Prime Minister initiated, and he distributed 51,000 of appointment letters via video conference as part of this employment fair. Okay, so let us see this, how many will get benefit out of it. No doubt, okay, they have the 2024 elections in mind and wanted to win them. It is then okay, Neeraj Chopra, a golden boy all the time. So he's the first Indian to win this World Athletic Championship and now become world's number 1 javelin thrower. And this post, okay, clearly mentioned about the motto. No doubt, eating is very important. Practice, win gold, script history, and repeat. So I think it's very much applies to us. Okay, when the preparing thing this, okay, eating, sleeping, you have to reduce it the minimum, right? And practice, practice, practice. Okay, this is an essential, and go on that you are work with commitment, and the focus should be on this. And finally, we have to, and the script history, when you say this, innumerable jobs you should get it. Okay, not 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, right? Come what may, then automatically it will be ours. Then of course you have, right, the 17-year-old grandmaster Gukesh finally also made history. He overtakes the Vishwanathan Anand as India's top chess player in international ranking. Now he reached to the 8th ranking. So even Vishwanath Anand happy feel it is concerned, right? So the waiting is over. He's still waiting. Who will do, right? The part is concerned. So they are making the things done. Then, of course, another Indian origin, Tharman Shanmuga Ratnam, now became the president of Singapore. So in the Singapore elections, is into. So Indians have an impressive victories in other countries. The Indian origin people, that itself is a pride for us away. Then finally, today is the D-Day, right? So request you all of you to watch by 11 o'clock, right? ISRO is all 11:50, all set for this Aditya album. So let us wish the best for this vision. Yeah, you did. So like Chandrayaan, we wished in a way. Let us wish them best and watch it. And if any time permits, right? Like the pray for it towards it. Okay. Right. So okay, the India Pakistan match is there, but that will comes and goes. Okay, it doesn't matter. But India's pride lies in our success, and the sustainable success is very important. Game is the game if you like this. Okay, that's all the way. But this is very crucial for us, and let them wish all the best for our ISRO team and entire Indians make the fight. Right. So, any doubts, clarifications? Right. Right. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye bye. So next week we'll have a detailed discussion on this Aditya.